Welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name's Brad Lake, and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today we're going to be playing Massive Darkness 2, solo, two-handed. Don't just want to do it single because I like having a little bit more fun than just one character sitting in the system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have an extra health. Sorry. Distracted. This is the video that does not want to get made. I've had this set up for almost 2 weeks. I've played it several times to make sure I got the rules right. And then when I sat down to do the playthrough video, my father ended up in the hospital. So that the whole thing with a week and everything there. And then this weekend I've tried to get it recorded and get it recorded well. And had to relearn the rules. So that recording went out the door because 2 weeks is like, there's a lot of little fiddly things going on with this game. And then recorded again this morning. And then realized halfway through it that one of the cameras wasn't recording. Yay. Tried it again. Well, actually, I didn't try it again. I just like, heck with it. We're going to go from here on out. And then realized that that same camera wasn't in focus. This is it. If I can't get this one done, no more. I will talk about it in a review. Can't go through with this. So, anyway, Dungeon Crawl. One of you asked about this. One of you wanted me to compare this with some of the other, like the Lobotomy, and anymore I can't remember what the other CMON game was, but we're going to pick 3 or 4 of these kind of games, maybe CMON, maybe not, and give you our pros and cons of this, although Toph hasn't done it, but I will at least go through all of those for you. I am playing the Wizard, which is over here. I'm not sure you can see him or not. I haven't painted the bases yet, and I've poorly painted the guys, but at least they're somewhat painted. Definitely I would say it's a D- for my skills. And then I've got the Paladin. So kind of got the fighty guy and the wizard guy. And I usually use my wizard as a battle wizard. So he's a fighty wizard also. We are playing the Cursed Sword level. This is level 5. It's a longer level. It's the longest level I've encountered so far. And I have not played all the way through this. I've done like a starter, and then like I said, I played about halfway through it this morning, and all the video stuff was wrong. But the scenario, we're in hell. We're trying to like go against the darkness again. Destroy the sin crystals. It will weaken the link between the infernal realm and our realm. Only one artifact can so much as scratch them, and it's cursed. Whomever holds the artifact too long shall succumb. So what that means is we start with the big freaking greatsword, which is the humor of this game. Big freaking greatsword. If you have it for 1 full round, you're going to take a wound at the beginning of your next round. If you have it for 2 consecutive rounds, you're going to take 2 wounds, 3 wounds, and 4, you're going to die. So it just outright kills you in 4 turns. So we have, throughout the map, and it's kind of hard to see, but hopefully you can follow my hands. This is a hallway path, comes down through here, up and around. And then we have a crystal here, 2 in this room. We have a crystal here over by itself, and then 1 over here by itself. So we're going to have to come all the way through all of this, and then it gets congested in a lot of monsters here. And then we're going to have to go through past the spawning point of the monsters here, and get to the last 2 to win the scenario. So let's see what happens. This is, oh, I missed a monster. This is one of the few scenarios that has starting monsters on the board. And I drew skeletons and imps. And I'll try to explain a little bit how the game plays, but this is not a teach. But I'll try to explain some of the rules. It just gets long. This is going to be a long scenario, so I don't want to hold you up too much with all of that stuff. But I'll explain some fiddliness as we go. I don't know if it's fiddliness, it's just a lot of intricacies. It's not hard, but you spend a lot of time looking up, in this case, what happens on BGG. So Google search and BGG, you know, answers will help you decipher the rules or in the conditions of the rules, things like that. Hopefully that makes sense. So we are going to get going with the hero phase. I'm going to try to move through this fast. So we get 3 actions on our hero phase. And action in this for movement is I get 2 movements per action, or 2 movement points, because you can open doors with the movement points. I just triggered a trap. That's going to get me 2 wounds. Yes, I already knew that was going to happen, because I played this already. But everything else is randomized. You shuffle the deck. So, and then that's 1 action. I use these to try to remember what actions I'm on. My second action, I'm going to open the door. Click. And we have door cards. Add 1 spike trap token to the zone straddling this door inside the chamber if possible. Great. We get to draw another trap. And there's a lot of chits, but they don't do a good job of giving you more stuff to do. So if I want to go in that room now, I have another trap. And so the bag builder, the way it works for treasure, whenever you see one of the little keys on the board, you're going to draw a chit, and that's a common treasure. I'm now not sure it's worth going in and getting. That's my second action. I think my third action is going to be to move to here. And so these guys are going to move to, they have a melee attack. I may have to wait a turn. So I'm kind of boring when it comes to this stuff. I kind of like lay back and let things come to me. So you may not find this super exciting, but you'll kind of see how I strategize through this. So that's my second action. And I'm going to go ahead and cast Consecrated Ground. We're going to have to deal with these guys, I think, before I open the door. So I will cast that there. That's a free action. That's going to give me some extra combat rolls when they get there. And then my Battle Wizard, I'm just going to have him 1, 2 for 1 action. And then move again to come to here for a second. And then I'm going to trade the the great sword, great big and friggin' sword, so that he doesn't have to worry about that. And I forgot to give myself enough mana at the start. Okay, so kind of boring as we start off, but we're going to get to some of the action. Enemy phase. Enemies are going to move 2. They get 2 actions. The first action they'll move, and if they have a ranged weapon, then you're in range, they'll attack. Otherwise, they're just going to move 2 and wait. And these skeletons are going to move 1, 2. Range usually has a range of 1 or 2, or it will say. Let's just double check that. That's one of the things I wanted to double check in this get-go. Ranged 19. So range, the attack must be 1 or more zones away from the defender. Line of sight, range attacks cannot be performed against targets in the same zone as the attacker. So ranged is just if I can see you and you're in line of sight, you're in range. So you can shoot that bow all the way down the hallway. And then magic you have to be adjacent to. So you can be in the zone or adjacent. Range you can't be in the same zone. Long-winded explanation. And so the enemy phase is over. They've moved. And then we are going to go to level up phase. I didn't do anything to level up. I'm resetting my guys back to level 1. And then the darkness phase. So the darkness phase moves, and so every other phase, like a monster is going to spawn or a roaming mini boss is going to spawn. And then in between that, we'll get to add to our bag builder, which when we kill things or loot things, we'll get better loot. So that's turn 1. How excited are you? So now we're going to have to do some stuff. I'm not in the dark. Darkness allows you to roll this extra dice, which gives you more attacks. So I'm going to miss out on that. But Paladin's going to move in here. He's already done the Consecrated Ground. And then, so that's 1 movement point. We already traded the sword. He has a crappy sword. and we are going to roll. The way the rolling works is you see what the monster has. Monster has 1 blue dice. They get 1 black dice for each minion. So there's a leader and 2 minions. And there will always be a leader and 2 minions in this because I have 2 characters. If you had 3 characters, you would have 3 minions and a leader. That's kind of how that works. So every minion gets their own black dice. And then I am going to attack. I'm going to bless my boldness. This gives me +1 auto hit, which I usually put a dice here with a sword so I remember. It's easy to forget. And then I only get 1 yellow dice, which isn't the greatest. So this is my attack pool right now. They have 3 wounds each. And combat rerolls and attack rerolls are different. So these are combat dice, and then this is an attack dice. So I'm going to reroll one of these. Or am I going to reroll that? So that is, in defense, they're going to kill one of themselves and deal 1 wound to each hero in the attacker's zone. So this one I'm going to actually, I'm just going to let them have that. I'm going to reroll. I ignore one of these scratches. Unfortunately, that's the bad one. So I might as well just reroll this one. Got lucky. So I will ignore this. They're going to kill one of their own. They are evil. And they're going to do 1 immediate damage to me. And I took 2 damage from the spiky thing before. So I'm down to 3 already. And it is to note that it's cooperative. You get 1 respawn in this game. You don't get infinite numbers, and you only, so one of your characters can die at least once before you fail the whole system. So we've got, I'm gonna get, I could reroll this. I may reroll this for my attack. I think I'm going to. And then I can have another reroll here. So once you use a dice, you can't reroll it. So I get a reroll for the boldness, and I get a reroll for this rusty sword, allows me to reroll an attack. So I'm back to the original. So I'm going to do 1 wound because they've got a shield. I've got 2 swords, so they just get 1 wound. I don't kill anything at that rate. So that's my second action. And then since they've killed themselves, we now only use 1 black dice, 1 blue dice, defense dice, and then I'm still using the same weapon, and I'm still in consecrated ground, so I get that auto hit. And I think I may just let them do that. I'd like to get rid of these guys. So this is going to kill another minion to wound me. I'll take the wound. And then I could reroll that 3 times, basically, which I think I'm going to. So first, nothing. Second, same thing. I'd like to get a double. Although that way I can kill this guy. I don't. Third. So I'm going to do 1, 2 damage, minus 1 shield, which means he takes 1 damage. So he's almost dead. And then I get another mana back. And so then that's my last action. So I am done. So what's going to happen now is my battle wizard is going to come in. I'm going to move 1, which takes a movement, an action. I'm going to attack. So since I've traded the big freaking sword, I'm going to use the big freaking sword. And I only need to do 1 wound, so I'm not going to use any of my magic abilities. I don't have to roll any black dice because he doesn't have any. And I will get the benefit of re-rolling 1 combat dice because of the consecration, but I don't get to use the Paladin's boldness reroll. And so that, I'm not going to even do anything else because that will kill him. He's got 2 wounds already. He negates 1 of those swords, so I do 1 more wound. That finishes them off. I didn't get any experience for the first 2 minions because they killed themselves. But when you kill the leader, the last guy, the person who killed him gets 3 experience, and everybody else gets 2. . And that has been clarified. You get if you kill somebody, every model you kill, you get an experience. And then the other ones, when you kill something that's like a roaming monster or the leader, the party gets experience. So that is a clarification that I was doing wrong before. You do actually, the person who kills the leader gets 3 experience, the rest of the party gets 2. Whoever kills the roaming monster is going to get 4 experience, or 5 experience, and then everybody else gets 4 experience. So that is a clarification you will want to check on. And then that monster had a thing that I forgot to put on here. It's a common treasure. Common treasure, leather sandals. You may move one zone after combat. So you can immediately equip that. And then just so I don't forget, put the skeleton. You got a common as well. So we killed this guy. Gave the experience. Kind of have my little sergeants or leaders of the mob over here. And that was my second action. So now do we backtrack? I think we're going to have to. I may just leave that one and not get that treasure. So if I backtrack, I got to kill what's in here. Then I also have to trade my sword. Oh, and then this was what they were carrying, stone knuckles, so I can attack and ignore a slash. I don't want to take another damage right now. I'm going to switch the great friggin' sword with the Paladin, and that will end my turn. I'm going to go ahead and give him the knuckles as well. Go from that. So that ends that phase of the heroes. And then we're going to move 1, 2. They get 2 actions. And then nothing else is happening on the enemy phase. And then level up. I have 2 experience and 3 experience. It's not enough. Then the darkness phase. We're going to move again. And this time we're going to spawn a mini boss. Let's see who we get. Oh, where are they at? So these bigger cards. What did I get? Ah, wait a minute. That's the level 3 and 4 bosses. Let's not go there. We will start level 1 and 2. So these are the same bosses, they just are increasing level. So roaming monster number 1, the Ghoul. So the Ghoul comes out, he's like a big mechanical dinosaur in my opinion. Spawns there. And so you don't, one of the mistakes I made is that when they spawn, they don't activate again until the enemy phase, which is kind of the next turn. I was like immediately doing their thing when they came out. But that's not what happens. They just get spawned. They don't activate yet. And then that's the darkness phase, and we move on. So I am going to, I've moved the big friggin' greatsword so I don't take a wound. And I'm going to go up here for 1, open that door for 2, and let's see what monster we spawn. We're going to spawn the undead with the crossbow. And the crossbow, less matters. All you're looking at is what the effects are, so it's going to have a range. So if you're in line of sight, they'll get to shoot you. And if it has or otherwise, if they're close to you, they're going to attack you for 1. We've got this big guy. These are toughness 4 health, toughness 4, however you want to talk about it. And they're big, ugly dudes. But they don't get any defense dice. So easier to kill, harder to kill? Not 100% sure. So that was 1 action. I've moved, opened this door. I'm going to go ahead and pay a mana to drop this in here. I'm going to have to spend 1 action to heal, actually. To heal 2, because I'm down to 2. And then, I could move. That stinks. I don't have a ranged weapon. You know what? I'm not going to spend an action. Didn't think I'd use it this early. I'm going to use my health potion. I've never had to use it this early. I'm going to gain 3 health and not spend an action to heal. And then I'm going to take a second action to move in. And then I'm going to attack. So I'm attacking with the big freaking sword, which has a orange and yellow dice. They don't get any defense, but they have 2 minions, so they're going to get 2 black dice. I'm going to bless my boldness, which gives me +1 auto hit. That dice is as my reminder. And then we're going to roll. And then we'll get rerolls. We'll get 1 less reroll because I'm using a different sword. This will be my final. So I get to ignore the scratch. And then theirs is... So sometimes this claw is when they attack or when they defend. In this case, it's when they attack. They're not the attacker, so this claw isn't going to do anything when I'm attacking them. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get a mana. So I'm not going to reroll that. That's not horrible. I'm going to take my mana and then do 1, 2, 3, 4, which then kills 1 guy. So I'll take him off. And that ends my last activation. And I forgot to take this token off. So we shall go to the battle wizard, as I like to call him. And we'll see what he can do. We're going to go 1, 2... Oh, I forgot to... So I'm going to back up. I'm in the shadows. I get to roll this dice. I keep forgetting that on the first start of the thing. I'm going to take this roll. It does 1. I am going to re-roll that because I've got 2 rolls that I can do. That allows everybody to heal. 2, 3, 4. I may do that. I need... So this symbol here with the face, when you're in the darkness, when you're re-rolling that dice, you get trigger a special ability. The Paladin allows... every hero in the consecrated zone performs a free recover action in this combat. So I'm going to go ahead and recover and get 2 more health. Well, I max out at 6 right now, so I'm going to go back up to max at least. So then it's 1, 2, 3. I already killed that guy. So sorry about that. I didn't get the dice pool right, but we'll correct that as we move through the game. But when you're in the dark zones, you get this bonus. You're more powerful in the dark. You're not quite so good yourself. So back to the wizard. 1, 2, that's 1 action. Then I'm going to attack with my measly attack, but I'm going to use a magic attack this time. So over here on my dial, just so you don't spam the same spell all the time, once you use a spell, you have to move the dial to the next spell. To advance the dial, you can also spend mana to try to get back to something you may want sooner. But I'm going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to spend 2 mana to cast Fire Course. That gives me 2 auto hits. And then when I hit them, they're going to take possibly fire damage. I'll put that on if they're still alive. And then I only have 1 dice to attack them with. And since they don't have any defense, and I've killed 1 minion, now they only get 1 black dice. So I'm not sure I'll be able to do 8 wounds in this, but I'm going to take them down a bit. So this doesn't do anything for them. And I am in the consecrated zone, so I can re-roll this and hopefully not get a blank. Got the same effect. And the defender is going to take fire, which will activate on their turn. So they're going to have 3 wounds for that, and they have 4 wounds each. So I didn't kill a guy yet. That's my second action. And then I'm just going to do that again. I don't get this auto hit. So I've used that spell once, and so Let's see. Do I initiate the trade and just deal with it? They're going to get 2 attacks on us if I just deal. I think I can do 1 more wound. Let's hope. Let's hope I can do 1 more wound. And I'm going to get at least a reroll. Come on. Give me 1. Got 1. So it's going to at least kill another minion, so we'll get 1 less dice when they attack us. So, for killing those guys, Paladin got a XP and I got an XP. But we did not kill the leader. Not doing so well there. And I'm now going to have to take a wound on my turn for carrying the cursed weapon for 1 full round. So, yeah, there's that. Need more new gear, new weapons so that I can be more powerful. That's the hero phase. Then we go into the monster phase. The mobs move first, and they take 2 activations. We'll move that there. And then this guy, since he's already in our zone, he's going to attack us twice. You can choose who they attack. I'm going to have him attack the Paladin. And unless it says attack the weakest, so forth. So he's going to get 1 yellow, and they don't get any black dice because we've killed all the minions at least. And then I get 1 defense because I've got a starter battle leather armor. So I'll get 1 defensive dice, and oops, I hit 1 in there. Hopefully, I get to just manage this all. Ah, ha ha ha, look at that. He had 2 hits, and I got 2 defense. Nothing happens. Suck it. Alright, so I've done the mobs, shouldn't say mini bosses. Now we're going to do the roaming monster, to try to use the correct terminology. And you look at his first thing. If there is a minion in the ghoul zone, kill 1 minion in that zone, and then the ghoul heals 5. So you don't want minions in his zone. He's going to heal himself up. Otherwise, the ghoul moves 3 zones towards the closest hero and attacks him if possible. He does not have any ranged attack. And so he's just going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's in the same zone with these minions, which isn't great for us. But he's going to move faster than minions, so hopefully we can work that to our advantage. So that's the enemy phase. The level up phase. Did I level up? Need 5 XP to get to level 2. I'm still not at level 2 yet. And so we will have to move forward. Darkness phase. So we're going to move the darkness phase up 1. It's going to do a bag builder action. So we're going to take this. Drop that in there. This is a fiddly thing. When you draw the monsters, you're supposed to draw one of these out of the bag and put it on the monster when you do, so that the bag isn't stronger later, like that. So, but I drew a common. But it's just kind of one of those like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. And I forgot to do it over here on the ghoul. Alright, so we're now into the hero phase. And I'm going to try to kill this guy. Well, I take a damage because I've still got the cursed sword. I'll have to do a reminder the second round if I don't trade it. So, take a wound. Let's get this right. I've already consecrated the ground from previously, so I'm going to try to attack this guy. He doesn't get any defense. I'm going to get 1, 2 dice for attacking. And then I'm going to bless this. Again, I almost always bless that same thing, so I barely ever flip it. I'm in the dark. And he should die. He's dead. And we get to take a recover action. So I'm going to let my wizard take a free recover action because he's in the same zone. I'm already full health, and I'll take a... So I got the face again. That's why I'm taking the recover action. 4 wounds. Oh, I forgot to do the fire thing. I'm sorry. I'll try to explain that next time. But the fire, because he had fire on him, we would have rolled one of these yellow dice to see if he take a wound. He would have, so he would have already had 1 wound on him. Remove the fire token. He takes 4 more than enough to kill him. And let's see what the common treasure was. We have an explosive flash grenade. Hurts everybody in the area. And then we have the crossbow. So pick all that stuff up from killing him. And then 1, 2, 3 for the guy who killed the leader. And 2 for everybody else. Alright, so that was my first action. Killed him. Second action, I'm going to use to destroy the evil crystal with the evil sword. That's my second action. And then, great, my third action is just going to be to not take multiple wounds in the next round and pass the evil sword over to the wizard. So that's exciting. And so now what am I going to do with the wizard? So this guy's going to move 1, 2, 3 to here. So he will be here this turn. And these guys are going to move to there. This is another one of those go slow to go fast, or make it easier on yourself. I could run over here and open up that and have a mess. That's not quite how I dungeon crawl. If I move here, he's going to attack me. But I want to be able to attack him in the next round. So I think what I'm going to do, the wizard is not exciting. Is going to be to move out to there for 1 movement. And then that may be all I do this round, sadly. Yeah. If I'd have done that more, if I'd have changed that, I probably would have traded with the wizard and then let the paladin move out. But it's too late now. As you strategize the movements. That's all I'm going to do. I don't have anything else I really want to do. So we'll continue to move forward. Enemy phase. 1, 2, 3. And he can't attack. He's used his 3 movements. He's not in my zone yet. And then these guys are going to move 2. I did that out of order. Mobs go first, then the big guys. Did you get the big guys? They're so cool. Minis are so cool. So the enemy phase, level up phase. Did I get to level 5? I did. So my wizard is going to get to level 2. And we'll get +1 health. We will bag build up and put a epic, or whatever it is, rare treasure in for that. And then the same thing looks like. So the way level up works here, when I get to 5 XP, I've got 6 right now, so you subtract it. So instead of just adding it up the whole time, when you get to the next level, you subtract the XP at that level from what you have. So I had 6, takes 5 to go to the next level. Now I have 1 XP, and then to get to level 3, I'll need 10 more XP to get there. The Paladin also moved up 1, and then he's going to increase the bag as well. And then, oh, and we get spells. So I choose the Battle Wizard level 2 spell. Goes on here, covers up a spell, but then I'm able to use combat weapons as well as magic weapons to be able to get an extra dice. And let's see. So what I've found is I like this. Let's see, not that one. Where are we at? Level 2. Level 2 with the Paladin. I like Echoing Hollow. This consecration also affects one other adjacent zone, and heroes moving from the affected zones ignore reaction damage. So like Zombicide, if you move away or try to move out of a zone, you're going to take damage. So that allows you to kind of avoid it if you're trying to retreat or move. So I put that with my +1 move consecration if I ever decide to use that, and especially when I'm trying to get more advance on them. So that's his level, and I had 5 XP. I had 6 total, -5. Now I have 1 carryover XP. So that is the level up phase. And then the darkness phase advances again. And this time we get another spawn. And this is another note for, I've seen done wrong. Every portal, it says in the book, every portal gets a monster when they spawn. So if you have 5 portals, doesn't matter what color, they're going to spawn 5 different mobs. So I only have 1 portal because I'm playing 2 players, or 2 heroes. So just be aware of that. Everyone. So there is one, and this one's purple, that says that's where the roaming monsters spawn. So you may, if you have a bigger party, you're going to have green portals and purple portals. The purple portal, say that 5 times fast, is where the roaming monster spawns, but in between, when regular monsters spawn, they spawn at the purple portal as well. You get the point. We've got some satyrs, little bad guys. Bad at board games. So, alrighty. So they have spawned from the darkness phase. We're on turn 5 now. Going into turn 6. So turn 6, the cursed sword, I didn't have it for a round, so I don't take any wounds yet. And then, that's how I'm playing it, anyway. And so how do I kill this big guy? This big guy has 10 wounds. And so I think what I'm going to do, see, 1, 2, I'm going to have to spend a movement point just to get to him with the Paladin. 1, 2. And then I'm going to bless my attack. And I'm going to pick this up for free and place it down with 1 mana to get some extra rolls. And then right now, let's see, which weapons do I want to use? I'm going to use these 2 weapons, which is the sword and the stone knuckles. I'll be able to ignore 2 slashes now with my ability and the stone knuckles ability, and I'll get some extra rerolls. So his defensive dice, he gets 2 blue and 1 black, and then I am going to get 2 yellow, which isn't great. And I've blessed this, so I get +1 sword. And as a reminder, we are not in the shadows, which isn't great. Alright. So, and now we move on. See if we can do any damage to this guy. This guy has 10 health. And his black dice can suck those guys into him, and then he will eat them, right? Ooh, that's a really good roll for me. I'm not going to re-roll that. So he didn't get any shields. I ignore the first 2 of these now. So I've got 5 damage on him. That's an amazing attack for me. So that is my second action. I will not kill him on my 3rd, but I would be happy to. Nothing changes with the dice pool in this instance. Oh, look at that again. That's awesome. So I'm not going to re-roll any of this either. So I'll take 1 away from that. That's the permanent auto hit. So I've got 4 more damage. He is almost dead. Like that. So my wizard can come in there and kind of wipe him up. Cool. Yeah, the wizard doesn't have a lot of attack, but he does have the big freaking sword, so maybe that'll work out. So the wizard's going to move in for 1, and you get 2 movements, or 2 movement actions, like you could open up a door. I'm definitely not going to open up the door behind him, but and spawn more monsters. But you have to keep track of that. I'm now in the consecrated ground with the Paladin, so I will get at least 1 combat reroll. There's a difference in rerolls. Combat rerolls will let you reroll anything that you roll in the tray. Attack rerolls only let you reroll your attack dice, so not the monster's defense dice. My wizard, I'm going to spend a mana on my wand to get a permanent attack, or permanent hit, and then I'm going to roll that for the wand, or that for the freaking greatsword. Oh, never mind. Crap. The freaking greatsword is a freaking 2-handed thing, so I can't use my wand. So I'm just going to get that And then he's going to get a black dice and 2 of these. And let's hope he rolls like garbage. I only need 1 wound, so let's get through. And what does that do? I forget. Move the closest mob zone 1 towards the ghoul. So that's going to move them in, but he doesn't eat them just yet, which is fine because it's not his activation. So I'm going to resolve that dice. I can't re-roll that now. I could because I'm on the consecrated ground, but I don't want to. This is 2 hits, -1 defense. I only needed 1. So that's going to kill him. I'm going to take the kill. And just be happy with that. Now when I kill the big guy, I'm going to get 5 XP. So it's going to bring me up to 6 total. And everybody else in my party gets 4. Like I said again, that was clarified through BGG forums and so forth and so on. So it's something that's easy to miss. So that's my second action. Kill the big baddie guy, and then big baddie guy is going to give me 2 rare treasures, 3 rare treasures from his little card. Oh, we've got a big. Oh, that's cool. All right. I got a dragon sword. I got hero greaves, and I didn't stack the deck, and I got some plate mail. So the question is, do I try to attack one more time and then take the damage? I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to equip this stuff, because you can equip all this stuff. I can trade it to the other guy later. I'm going to do that, and then I am going to let's put these back at the bottom so I don't get the same one. Then I'm going to attack those guys just to try to thin the herd. So there's 2 minions. They get 2 black dice. They get 1 defensive dice from their card. And if I roll they have a defensive claw action. If I roll that, they're going to add a minion unless I get rid of a mana. So I usually get rid of the mana. So my last action, I am going to get a orange and yellow dice. I'll get 1 reroll because I'm in the consecrated zone. Is that what I want to do? Actually, I'm not going to use the freaking greatsword. I'm going to use my new stuff. I got this dragon sword, and I'm going to put my wand back on. I'm going to pay a mana so that I can use my wand. I have an auto hit, and then I'm going to get an orange, and then that will add fire if I spend another. May or may not do that. And then that. So kind of the same dice pool, but you get a little bit different. I may or may not add the fire. We'll see. I think I will. Alright, so they got 2. They rolled like basically a 6. So I'm going to use the combat ability. I'm not going to resolve that. Of the consecrated zone, reroll that, and at least I drop that down to a 1. So I'm going to resolve that and take a wound from the scratch. And you don't reroll, you don't have defensive dice on these. You just have to have special abilities or things that tell you can ignore them. And then this shield will ignore this auto hit, and so then I get 4 more hits. So they have 2 wounds each. So I have essentially killed 2 skeletons, and that gives me 2 experience. Leaving 1 guy, so that's going to make it a little bit easier when we get attacked. And then that resolves that round, but I am going to take some damage on my next turn for having the big freaking sword and not trading it. So that's that part. We go to the enemy phase. We're going to move these guys just to get that out of the way. 1, 2, they're going to move. And they have a melee weapon, not a ranged weapon. And this guy has a melee or a ranged, but he's only going to get 1 dice. He doesn't have any minions. So he would get 1 black dice for each minion. And then I am going to, I've got all kinds of stuff now from that last kill. So I get 3 defensive dice, and I get to ignore, because I have Heroes Greaves, 1 dice. Like, just to pick a dice and ignore it. So I'm probably going to give that to the Paladin. But for right now, this guy's not hurting me. Because I could ignore that dice. The dice they rolled a hit. So, yep, I'm all good. Nothing's happening from his attack. Already moved them. Enemy phase is over. And then we're going to go up to the level up phase. So I have 5 XP for the Paladin, need 10, don't have enough. I have 8 XP for the Wizard, don't have 10. And then on to the Darkness phase, we move this up 1. And that gets us an epic treasure to build the bag with now. Put this in here. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast for everybody, but it just kind of gives it. It takes a while to get to this, like, moving. Like, I had to go back and forth and look at a lot of rules. And like I said, you may still call me out on something that I missed, but for the most part, 90% there. I don't think I'm going to backtrack and even open that door. I'm just going to let it go. Let it ride. So I'm definitely going to have to trade, but I'm probably going to try to trade with the Wizard, not the Paladin? Or how do I want to do that? Who's going to open the door? So when I open the door, I'm going to spawn 2 mobs. And I'm not going to be able to get to them on this turn. So I need to kill him. That's 1 action. Open the door is going to be 2. So who do I want to go in with? 1, 2. I'm probably going to have to let them come to me. Maybe I'll come this way and try to kill them. They're going to move here. Yeah, like I said, you're not going to enjoy my turns. try to manage my death. We're going to have the Wizard. Okay, so at the start of my turn, Wizard takes a wound because he's got the curse. And then I'm going to try to kill that guy with the stuff I have. He gets a defensive dice. And we're just going to roll to see if, yeah, he has 2 wounds. So kill this guy. He's the leader. 1, 2, 3 for him. 1, 2 for that guy. And then we get to see what's he going to give us? Going to give us a common. And throwing daggers. Deal 3 wounds to an enemy in line of sight. So it's looks like it's a 1-use thing. Well, that's not horrible. That's pretty good common treasure. And then, what weapon did he give us? Crossbow. If I want it. So he's dead. So that's 1 action. My second action. So these guys are going to be here. And then we're going to get another mob spawning this next round. Let's just do it. Let's bust down the door for my second action. And that's half my movement. So the door card, we are getting the active hero and all mobs spawned in this chamber take fire. So you'll get to see what happens with the fire. So I'm going to spawn 2 mobs. I'm still only level 1 or 2. So we've got some fire entities over here with 3 wounds each. And their leader. And then what kind of weapon are they going to give us? The heavy hammer, which is a yellow 2. That's pretty mean attack. And then our next mob in this room is the fallen angels. And they get 2 defense. They're hard to kill. So fallen angels and their leader. Cool minis. Cool mini or not. And fire guy. Got the fire guy with his fire dudes. Got some fire dudes. They're hot. They're so hot. bit hot right now. So we've got that going for us. We're an hour into this video already. Not even halfway through. Or maybe like 45 minutes, right? And I'm moving through this game right now. So I've opened the door. That is I have one more movement point. I'm not going to go in there. So on their move, they're going to move 2. So 1, 2, they're both going to be in this section, which I'll have to deal with. And I'm not at a high enough level yet. Ugh, it's going to be nasty. So kind of have to see what we can do here. And then I'm going to initiate a trade to get rid of the big freaking sword. I'm also going to give... I'm going to give the Paladin... I think I'm going to keep the Hero's Greaves for right now. I'm going to give the Paladin plus 3 dice to roll. I'm definitely going to use that throwing knives when one of these things comes up and kill something. Let's see. So the wizard is done. So now the Paladin I could go in there and try to kill stuff, but then those guys are going to try to come up and get me. Oh, this is tough. I think... So, all those guys will move to here. I think I'm going to try to move out here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'm going to place this here, and I'm not going to do anything this turn. But before I leave, I'm going to do 2 things. Before I leave that space, I'm going to put the healing thing down for 1, and then I'm going to move and put the combat consecrated ground down there, and I'm not going to attack anything, so that's 1 action. Like I said, boring. I'm setting myself up for the next round, essentially. And then I've already done the combat stuff. I'm going to recover a couple of mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have almost full health. I guess I could get to full health by taking 1 more recover action. So I can be prepared for the next stuff. And then... Let's see, so my hero phase is over. Enemy phase, these guys are going to move 2. They do not have... Oh, I forgot to give these guys a weapon. They may have range. They may be screwed. Nope, they don't. They have melee. So these guys moved, but that was their 2 actions just to move. So they're not attacking when they get to that zone. Then these guys are going to move 2 to get to there. They don't have melee. These guys are going to join them. But that's a big mob of, like, hating life there. And then level up phase, I still don't have 10. Which I really need to get to the next level of my character. Then I can move some monsters around with my Paladin. Which is why I want to do that. And so the enemy phase is over. The level up phase, I don't have anything to level up. And then we're going to go to the darkness phase. The next darkness phase, they're going to spawn another monster. So this may or may not have been a good plan. We've got some demons. They're new. A couple demon girls. And the main demon girl, where are you at? With the bigger fork. And they're going to have a weapon of range. Ooh, so they're going to be able to line of sight me with a bow, or if they're in hand-to-hand, with a sword. So we've got that going on for us. It's looking bad. It's not looking good. So this is probably the most tense I've had in this game in over five of these. You see why I kind of like held back? I don't know. We'll see if it's the right choice or wrong choice. Don't know the answer to that. Paladin, I'm going to just try to make him go first. Then Start their activations, turns on me, heal 1. So I'm going to try to do all the dice. So my best dice, I'm going to roll. I'm not going to use the Great Friggin' Sword. I feel like I've got some better options over here. The Satyrs are going to have 2 minions, and they get 1 defense dice. I'm going to bless the Boldness, which gives me 1 free attack. And then I'm going to use 2 yellow dice. I am not in the darkness, so I don't get the purple die. And these guys have 3 health each. Oh, okay, so what do they do? Okay, so their claw is on the attack, so I'm not going to even worry about rerolling that. And I ignore the first scratch. That's probably because I'm in heavy armor. But I am going to reroll this stuff. So I get 1 reroll for Consecrated Ground. I get 1 reroll for Boldness. That's better. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a reroll for the sword, which is on my thing. So not better on the attack, but I get a couple of mana back. Alright, so do I have too much? 1, 2, 3, 5. I have a maximum of 5 mana right now. And then they're going to take 2 damage, which will kill 1 of them, I believe. Nope, does not kill 1 of them. Ugh, it's going to be rough. 2. Oh, I forgot to put it back. This is what I mean, like, little stuff. Forgot to pull their treasure token on all 4 of these. Alright, the demons, of course, are the ones that have the epic. I'd rather have the satyr, but in the grand scheme of things, that would have been a lie. Would have done it out of order. So that's my... So the Paladin didn't move, he has attacked once. So try to keep track of your actions. Everything else is the same. I still get the auto hit. And I ignore that scratch, and the claw doesn't matter because it's a defensive thing. And I'm going to get some rerolls. So 1, 2, 3, and then that one will get negated by that. I think I'll just keep that. I think that's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get another mana, 1, 2, but I don't need another mana. And maybe I'll just reroll it. So 1, 2, 3, 3 more wounds. Do I kill a guy? So I do kill 1 guy. Get 1 XP for that. And then 1 guy has 2 wounds left. And since I killed a minion, we're back down to 1 dice instead of 2. And for my third action, do it again. Gotta manage these mobs a little bit. Might as well just try to do the big friggin' sword, even though I don't get the rerolls. Or the ignore, the slash. 2 slashes, but it hasn't been an issue. Yeah, maybe I should have used that the whole time. So that doesn't matter because it's an attack, not a defense. I'm going to get 2 rerolls instead of 3. So that negates each other. 4 more attacks, 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that kills them. Good. Should have used that orange dice the whole time. Okay, when I kill them, I get a common treasure. And Scroll of Enchantment. You may use this ability. Use an ability of an equipped item. So, yeah. It's basically a +1 yellow dice for a wand type thing. And then I killed the other minion and the boss. So I get 1 for the minion, 3 for that mob leader, and then the wizard gets 2 for the mob leader. That's everybody in the party. Alright, so we've managed that a little better. Just a smidgen. And get my savings where they're supposed to go. And I've used up all my actions for my Paladin. And this guy's going to run away, probably. So I'm going to shoot. I'm going to do 3 wounds to 1 enemy in line of sight. So let's see, who's harder to kill? I'm going to kill the fire guys. I'm going to use this for free. Kill a fire guy. Pluck, which will give me 1 XP. And then I'm going to run away. Don't think I'm going to try to shoot them. We need to trade some stuff. So these girls... Oh, he gets the Prime Video Club. And there's a lot of things to track. So I've done that free action. If I move, so at the beginning of my action, because of this consecrated ground, I get to heal one. That's why I did that for him. And then, so this mob's going to move 2 to here on the next turn. None of them have range, so I'm going to be better off going here where the Paladin is. And so I'm going to move 2, 1, 2, that's going to be an action. And then we're going to trade the big freaking sword again so nobody takes any damage. I'm going to give the dragon sword over. I think I'll just have everybody attack the Paladin. I'm going to give the Paladin now the Greaves. So you can ignore one attack, one of any dice. And is there anything? I'm going to give the scroll to the Wizard. And if you took at least 1 wound to the stack, deal 1 wound to the defense. Leave that with my man over here. What do I want to give it? Don't know. That's good for now. So that was my trading action. I moved, I traded, and now I'm going to recover. I would rather recover health, so I'll go back up to my full 1. Get 2 on the recovery, but I can only max out. So that's the hero phase. Super exciting. I was able to get rid of that mob at least. So now we're going to move a lot of mobs. So this guy, I'll just move him first. They don't do anything. They're not range. They do have range. Take that back. But they can't go diagonal. It has to be line of sight. Orthogonally. Can't see through walls and such. So then this whole mob of nastiness is now going to move. Don't like that. And they don't have any range, thank goodness. So that's the enemy phase. Level up phase. Did I level up? I sure hope I did. Okay. Paladin is... I forgot to move that up. Paladin has 12. I need 10. So the Paladin does level up. Which is a good thing, because this is the one I really want. You need to be able to move the monsters around. So that I can split that mob up. That's going to help me. I'm going to get an extra wound. I'm going to get an extra mana at level 3, and then I get to put an epic token in the bag. That's good stuff right there. And then is my... I keep forgetting. Push that up. So 14. He would have been at level 3 as well. Or no. Would he be? Gotta keep track of your XP. I think he was at... He went around the bend. When I rewatch this and see if I kept track of this XP correctly, we'll find out if I did this wrong or not. I'm going to go ahead and give him that. So 10 XP, I have 14 right now. Minus 10 brings you down to 4. Minus 10 here brings him down to 2. And then level 3. What's the level 3? X2. I don't know what level 3 action I want over here. Place 1. Line of sight. I don't know if I want that. I don't like the level 3 stuff. I'm just gonna increase my fire course to a fire course 2. It's not that great of an increase, but You notice I don't have a range, so that's part of the problem with the range stuff, is I just don't have it. It looks like I forgot to do that at some point. So I have a fire token on my guy. I forgot to do it. That means I take 1 wound. And I'll just suck it up because I did it out of order. From the door opening. That's what it was from. And they had fire on them. If I'm going to take it, I'm going to make sure they take it. So they would have had fire on them, so we roll a dice for the fire guys. Fire guys can't have damage with fire. I'm going to say that. They're immune to fire. That just seems ridiculous. And then the other guys would have taken 1 wound. This is what I mean about little things and keeping track of it all and trying to move quickly and so forth and so on. So on my action phase, we got to kill some stuff. So Paladin guy is going to bless this Banish 2. This allows you to move stuff, but it also turns the zone to shadow. So I'm going to cast the combat consecration zone there. Spend a mana. That makes, well, it's already shadow. But nice thing is it makes a zone shadow, which is great. So that's a free action. Now I'm going to go wailing in there, trying to do this stuff, and see what we can do. So I will move in for 1 action. Moving that over there. And then the dice pool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 of these, and I can move 1 enemy mob in this consecrated zone by 1 or 2. This zone is now a shadow zone. So mobs move together. Let's see. I'm going to move the angels out since they are full strength to be able to try to take them out. And yeah, just trying to manage this and try to make this happen the best and take the least amount of damage, right? So my hero is going to get orange and yellow dice from the weapons he has. I still don't think the fire guys should be able to take fire damage, so I'm just going to say they're fire immune. It just seems a lot more fluffy. They have 1 defense dice and 1 minion left. And then I'm not going to get an auto hit because I didn't bless that. I am in a shadow zone. I remember to put the dice in there. And that's it. So let's see what happens. I will get 2 rerolls, 1 on a combat, which is any dice, and 1 on attack, which are my dice. I don't want this. I'm going to reroll this. I want lots of damage. And that didn't give me lots of damage. I'm just going to leave that. I want, oh my goodness. Come on, give me the 3 or 4. That was worse. Seriously, come on. So my second action was an attack, which was garbage. 2 damage to them. They have 3. I didn't even kill a minion. I get a thing back, which is poopy. And, oh, I only did 1 damage because I rolled a shield. Even better. Alright, let's try to do better this last round. That's more what I was looking for. What do they do? So they're, oh no, wait a minute. Wrong guys. Combat. So their claw is only on combat, not in defense. So I don't have to worry about that. I ignore the first scratch, my special Paladin ability. I'm not going to reroll that. And then, do I want to reroll this? I think so, just to see if I can get more damage. Right now I've got 5 damage on them. And they've got 1, so that's 6 total. That would just kill them. I'm good with that. I will take the mana from that, and then that's enough to kill them. So I'm going to get 1 from the minion, and then 3 from the boss. Then The boss also gives 2 to the wizard. Put you back over there with the other bosses. And so I moved, I attacked, it was crappy. Then I attacked this time and killed them all. So that's my 3 actions. And I still have, he still has the Greater Demon Sword, which I really kind of need to get rid of again. Wizard is coming up on the short end of the stick. So he's going to move into here. And I have a range. I'm going to use a range. I'm not going to move into those guys. So I've moved one. And then I'm going to trade. I'm going to go ahead and trade the big freaking sword so I don't take a wound there. And then you may use an ability when equipped. Alrighty, so I'm going to use a crossbow for range. I'm going to use a magic wand for that. I'm going to pay a mana for the magic wand to automatically get that. And then these gals have more armor. And then their thing only does not do, the claw does not do anything except when attacking, but the scratches will. So they've got 2 scratches. That's a cock dice. Alright, so I can reroll a combat. Do I reroll the scratch or do I reroll that? What's my odds? Yeah. They have how many wounds they have? They have 2 wounds, so I've at least killed 1. It would be nice if I could kill. I'm not gonna. Would kill 2 if I get rid of this. So. Ah! I went the wrong way! I can't re-roll that now. Because I only get 1 re-roll for combat. Ooh. Chose poorly. 1 out of 6. Got the 6. Got the 1. Whatever. So I'm going to take a wound from the scratch. Nothing happens for the claw because it's their attack. And then I'm going to have 1, 2. So that gets ignored. I get a mana back. And I only do 1 wound back to them. And then that will kill 1 of the minions at least. And that's my turn. On to the enemy phase. Now we're on to the enemy phase. So I'll do the easy one first. These girls are going to move. They do have a ranged weapon. And so they're going to attack. And they attack. They have 2 minions, so they'll get 2 black dice in the pool. And they're going to get 1 yellow dice. And then I'm going to have them attack the Paladin. Paladin's going to have 3 blue. And he gets to ignore 1 because of his greaves. They're not hurting him. The Paladin's ability only matters when he attacks for ignoring scratches. So, let's see. What does their claw do? Attacking or defending hero discards 1 mana. That's fine. I'll get rid of a mana. I will take no damage. You girls can just go blow smoke. Now we've got the evil fallen angels. And then the demon angels. Something like that. I don't know how it works. They're going to move in here. They don't have a range. So if they had range, they would just shoot me twice. Or shoot us twice. They're going to move in here for 1. And then we are going to roll to see how they attack. So they have 1 minion. They have 1 yellow dice. And I'm going to have a massive amount of stuff. And then we're going to let them attack the Paladin. So, gear is king in this game. Ah! Until you roll all blanks. So I get to ignore 1 because of my greaves, but what do I want to ignore? So they have... Oh, and I forgot to get... This is the thing. I killed the fire guys. I forgot to get their treasures. I'm telling you. It's a whole thing with this game. And me, I guess. So let's see what they do first. So the scratch gets rid of one of my shields, which I don't have any shields. And I'm going to ignore this attack die with my greaves. They do nothing. Yay me. Alright, so now we're going to head back to Fire Guys, since the enemy phase is done, and I probably could have gotten some stuff here. We've got a heavy hammer, and then we got a common treasure. Sprint potion. Immediately move up to 2 zones. This could be handy. Gives you some more stuff. Then he's dead. That mob is dead. Such a big board. And so that happened. That was a thing. So the enemies have gone. And level up phase. So did we level up? I don't believe we did. We're at 6 and need 12. We're at 6 and need 12. So we have not leveled up. The next mob that spawns, though, is going to be level 3. We haven't had to do that yet. Now we're going to move on to the darkness phase. I'm going to build the bag with an epic. Where's the bag? Here's the bag. Then we're going to try to figure out how to manage this. And destroy them! All our mightiness. Alright, so we've got... I'm going to have the Paladin go first and just start to wail on them. I'm going to use the Dragon Sword. Oh, but I think the... Who has the bad sword? Bad sword? He's got the great freaking sword, so he's going to take a damage. A wound. For having the bad sword for 1 turn. How dare the bad sword hurt me. So now I'm going to do attacks. So I'm going to have a yellow. I'm going to have that. I'm going to bless my attack dice. I'm not going to do the moving thing. So I get an auto hit. And then I'm in the shadows. And then there's 1 minion. And then they have 2 defense dice. Because they're pretty defensy. Maybe they're agile. They've got the wings and they're flying all around. So let's see. Their scratch is it for attack, or their claws for attack. I ignore the first scratch, so that's resolved. They didn't resolve any of that. So I'm going to try to do more damage. I just need to do a little bit more to kill this last one. Come on, get in there. 3, that'll do it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. They only have 2 wounds apiece. So we kill them. I'm going to get 1 for the minion, and then 3 for the leader, and then the wizard gets 2 for the leader of the group. Mob dying. And where do you go? You go here. I have the tray off camera. And so that was 1 action. That was a great action. Woohoo! I've got 2 more actions left. So at the beginning of your round, you can bless a thing. So moving concentration. I think what I'm going to do, I can spend that to move my combat concentration zone in line of sight to the demon girls. Oh, wait a minute. I killed the things. Let's get the treasure. Let's do the thing. I get a rare. What's in the rare treasure? King Mace. I get, if I spend a mana, I can kill 1 defending minion right out just with the mace, and it's orange. Much better die. I will equip that immediately. And then they had a weapon of serrated dagger. That's decent, but I'm starting to get yellow stuff now. Yellow dice. Or orange dice attacks, so that's better. We've gone through quite a bit of minions. Look at that. And it's, what, like an hour and a half into this video. Back to our originally scheduled program. I've done one action, killed a bunch of guys, got their gear. I have cast consecration to the demon girls, and then I'm going to then spend a mana to move an enemy in this consecrated zone by 1 or 2. So we're going to move the mob. This would be where I'm getting it wrong, but the mobs are supposed to move in tandem, not like one at a time. So I'm assuming that when they say one enemy, they're meaning the mob, because you don't split them up. Or you could move a roaming monster. So I'm moving them into me for free, because all that's free actions. And then I'm going to attack them. Now that because I'm still in the shadow zone. They're going to roll 1 blue dice, 2 black dice, because there's still 2 minions there. I have blessed my attack, so I get that 1 free hit. And then I am going to get an orange dice. I'm going to get 2 orange dice now, because I've re-equipped. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend a mana to immediately kill one of those on this attack. But I have to make the attack, so I'm just saying that they still get the 2 black dice. Let's see what happens. This is my second action. It's a powerful turn right here. So their scratch, or their claw does attacking or defending hero discards 1. So it just says combat. So it doesn't say attacking or defending, it says combat. So anytime there's combat, then those are the things you kind of have to watch out for. What's the word actually mean? What's the keyword mean in this game? So combat means any dice, anytime you're rolling. I spent the mana to kill her. She goes somewhere. Goes there. And then I had an amazing roll, so I don't think I'm going to even want to re-roll. So this negates that, so I've got 6. They take 3 wounds each. I'm going to kill both of them. So I killed 2 minions, 1, 2, and the boss, so I get 3. And then the wizard's going to get 2 for me killing the boss. Look at that! That was my second action. That was a powerful turn. Alright, so what do we get from these ladies? Use that demon lady sparingly. So I'm going to get an epic treasure. Angelic Flute. Heal each hero in your tile by 2. Well, that's pretty good. So, but he has that because he's the one that killed them. And then we've got another bow. So I think I'm going to trade. That'll do 2 things. One means we don't have to take a wound from the big friggin' sword. And then I can give the wizard the healing flute. Is there anything else I want to give the wizard? I may give the wizard, it's 2-handed. It's not that great of a 2-handed range. First range attack of turn plus 1 dice. Yeah, I'll give it to the wizard just because. Alright, so that's their turn. Look at that! I have cleared the board. This is an amazing turn. This is rocking. So all that's done. So now I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to use this to sprint up to 2 zones because this is where I want to try to get in here and kill something, or use the sword that we traded to then get the objectives. So I'm going to spend 1 action to move, and plus 2 for that. My second action is going to be to kill this thing, this crystal, which then gives me 5 XP. So I have 15. I will be leveling. And then 1, 2, won't be able to kill that this round. So I'm just going to move here for 1 action point, open up the chest. Got some diamond level gear. 1, 2, 3. And so a clarifying question, is this on the floor? I'm going to say that I did the treasure. This is another thing, like I have to go look, and I don't want to look right now. Does the treasure just go on the floor, or because I opened the chest, I get to loot it immediately? I'm going to say I get to loot it immediately, just for time. I've got steel gauntlets, demonic gauntlets, and a royal mace. I'm going to equip one of these. Let's see. They just give me plus attack instead of a defense, but we will let that go. So that is the last turn of my wizard. And he had the big freaking sword equipped. So we've got that. So that's the end of the hero phase. And we are now on to the enemy phase. We have no enemies! Ta-da! Cha-ching! This is the hardest level I've had. So just to give you an idea, like, being able to manipulate and move things around, and it's not too bad. It is what it is. So now we're on to the level up phase, and I get to level up. I have 15 for my Paladin, and I need 12 to go to level 4. So I'll have 3 XP carryover. And that's going to give me 2 more health this turn. 1 more mana. And we're going to bag build an epic into our bag. And then the same with the wizard. Oh, but I get a level for concentrated zone if possible, attack an enemy in another concentrated zone. I don't know if that's going to be that great. Let's see, what level 4 spell do I want? That's not horrible. I think I'm going to try this. It's, I can attack basically a portal, a Paladin portal, and it's going to like make my attack go to the next area. So I think I'll put that on the heal. So we'll kind of have to manage that a bit. See how that works. But the enemy has to be on another consecrated zone. Be an interesting little puzzle we may or may not get to. And then the battle wizard is going to, he has 15, needs 12, so he's got 3 XP left over. He's going to get 2 health and 1, and then bag build an epic into the bag. And which level 4? As long as the skill is in the spell amulet, you may use. So this is going to make my battle wizard more combat heavy. Not using the wizard where you should. I haven't used a lot of spells, but I mean sometimes I'm using spells all the time and moving it around the. You're not really getting to see how the amulet works and stuff. I've only used 1 spell with the way this game's been working out, but like I said, this may be because I just don't try to like monster rush everything and like I don't want to die. I'm trying to make precision moves and do things the way I need to do them. Darkness phase, we're going to get a Roman monster, and now that we're level 4, we're going to pick the level 4. Almost level 5. Well, maybe. Never gotten to level 5 before. Oh, wrong one. Roman monster. Big Daddy. Let's see how bad we get. Which one of those 4 should we pick? Let's pick that one. Ew. He's kind of a boss, I think. We have Lidden, Incubus Lord. I'm going to put this reminder that I will take a wound. And he is coming out. Which one is he? He's the big demon-looking dude. Super demon-y. Extra demon-y today. And then he'll do bad stuff. He's got 20 wounds. We'll have to try to like do a lot of stuff to him on the kill he turns. So darkness phase is over. We spawned a big nasty guy, and now it is the hero phase again. And so I'm going to take a wound because I have the big freaking great sword again, and I'm going to move as 1. This is a waste. That's 1, and then I'm going to destroy that. for my second. This is slow. And then I'm going to move 1, 2 for my third. This is going to be a boring round because I have to trade and get everything back. So my Paladin's going to retreat. So how far is he going to move? So if he is in the light zone, he takes 5 wounds and moves to the closest shadow zone. If there is a hero up to 3, or if there's a hero up to 3 zones away, regardless of line of sight, place Lydian in the zone with the furthest hero up to 3 zones away, regardless of line of sight, and add fire to that hero and attack them. So he's going to attack the furthest person away, which is usually like the weakest, right? So you kind of want to stay together. But if he's in the light, he's going to take 5 damage and then move. So that's a way to use it against him, right? So I'm going to move my Paladin 1, 2, which is action. I'm going to initiate a trade. Trade the big freaking sword. And then what else do we want to trade? Potentially. I've got a mace. I've got... oh, that's two-handed too. Ah! I don't know if I want to trade anything. I am going to give him these greaves. So, we've got that going for him. Maybe we do this. We'll switch. Since we do fire damage with the wizard, give him the greaves. I'll just keep this. Right now I'm rolling. Let's see. I'm rolling a really cheap wand and a medium level mace with the wizard. Harry Potter with mace. That was taking too long. I'm sure you guys got bored with that. I'm switched off already. Let's see. I've got one more action left. And I don't think I'm going to do anything. And this is where you guys get bored with me and my playstyle. I'm going to recover 2. And we're going to go from there. So now we're both in the same spot. We're both in the light. But we're not 3 away from him. So enemy phase. We're going to do his thing. If he's in the light zone, he is not. He moves away. If they're a hero up 3 zones away, 1, 2, 3. There's not. So he moves like a regular monster. 1, 2. And that's it for the enemy phase. And then the level up phase, nothing happened. Well, I did get 5. I killed this thing, so I get 5. So 8, but I need 18. I'm 10 away. No way I'm leveling. And then darkness phase, we're going to flip the darkness counter over to the other side. We're at round 10. And we are, what, 1 hour and 38 minutes into this thing? 38, 10. Okay. At least I'll be able to timestamp that, move around a little bit. So, hero phase. So, 1, 2. So, I don't... what do I do? I'm going to... This is interesting. So, at the beginning, I have to bless something. What do I want to bless? I may... I think I'm going to... Let's... I'm going to do the movement. I'm going to bless the movement. So I'm going to place this down for now. Pay a mana. Heroes can start their action in this zone, gain 1 movement point. And then it also is, this consecration also affects 1 other adjacent zone. Heroes moving from affected zones ignore reaction damage, which doesn't really matter right now. I'm not going to bless that. That is not what I'm going to bless. That can be another zone. I'm going to... let's see what this blessing does. Immediately place this consecration in a zone site for free. Heroes may target in a consecrated zone, if possible, to attack an enemy in another consecrated zone. I think I'm going to consecrate moving the guy. Let's see if I can make this work. So I'm going to spend an action with the Paladin to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm still not within line of sight of him because we're angled. So I want to game the system in my favor. So I've used an action. My second action, I'm going to move again. I'm only going to move to here. I can pick this consecration up and place a concentration. So I get to do this beginning or end of action. So this is my second action. So this is why I can do this. I'm going to pay another one, put this down in line of sight to him. And then I'm going to pay one more. Now, this is all free stuff, right? To move him. So I can move an enemy in this consecrated zone by 1 or 2. And this zone is a shadow zone, but I don't care about that. I just want to move him. 1, 2, to the light. I had to move up here. Oh, and I'm going to take damage. Take 1 wound from the trap. Alrighty. So we've got that going for us. And then, so he's going to have to move on his turn instead of attack. So that's good for me. And then do I have a range? I do have a stupid range. Or maybe I have to recover and just get some mana back, because I'm probably going to need that in the next turn. I think I'm going to have to be boring and recover. Get a couple mana so I can do my consecration stuff again. And then the Battle Wizard. And then I'm going to have to put a marker over here. Remind myself I'm going to take damage. So the wizard, what's the wizard going to do? I'd like to go do some stuff. 1, 2, 3. You're 3 away. So I am going to... I'm in the +1 movement zone. Good. So I'm going to spend 1 and get 3 movements. We're going to face off against Demon Guy here. Demon Guy has 2 blue, 1 black, and I'm going to get 1 orange, 1 of those. I'm going to spend a mana to get an auto hit. I'm not in the shadow. I'm a Battle Wizard now, so I get +1 and +1. Just because it's on the wheel. And I could spend a bunch of mana to try to do something, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to try to see if we can make this work. It's a good amount of dice. Let's see what happens. He's got 20 health points. He's going to lose 5 on his turn. He rolled a lot of saves. So his palm is only when he attacks, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's good. So this is my second action as an attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a mana. I think I'm going to... Do I get to reroll anything? I get to ignore black, but that doesn't really matter. No, I don't get to reroll anything. Alright, so that's what we've got. So he gets rid of 3, which are those 3. I get a mana. Then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 damage on him, which is not great, considering he has 20 health points. Let's try this again. Really, I like the +1 attack. I'm going to change out the wand for this, and the mace, and I'll get 2 orange. This will give me, maybe this will be a little bit better odds, but I don't get the auto hit. Kind of mathed out the same. Oh man, 4. So he gets rid of all of that. I get another mana. He's rolling very well. So he's taking 5. Let's change that out for 5. And that's all she wrote, people. That is the hero phase. We've got to finish this out at least, even if we're not going to finish the whole level on this one take. So all my guys have gone. Hero phase, enemy phase. So we activate him. His first thing, if he's in the light zone, he takes 5 wounds and moves to the closest shadow zone. So I'm going to do that. I get to pick which side he's going to go to. He's going to take 5 more wounds. So he's got half his wounds are dead. I'm going to move him to my Paladin, so my Paladin doesn't have to waste a move on my action. And then that's it. They do their item, then they're done. I didn't level up because I didn't kill anything because he's the only one out on the board. And then darkness phase, we're going to move up and we're going to spawn a level 3 and 4 mob. And we've got fallen angels again. Isn't that a Poison song? Mama's fallen angel. So we're going to put them here. They're back. They're mad. You killed us. We're going to come back and kill you again. So, back to the hero phase. Let's do some stuff. I am going to bless my banish, so I'll get a reroll. I'm going to pay 1. This is free to pick up. Pay 1 to put it back down. Over here. And then this country's free. So that's a thing I've done. So my first, I'm going to take a wound. I'm going to take 2 wounds. Taking 2 wounds because I have had the big freaking sword twice now. I got to make sure I get rid of that or I'm going to die in 2 more turns. So I'm going to attack. Got a whole bunch of dice. So let's see. We got 2 orange dice. I get a free hit. And then I don't get to kill a minion. And then we've got 2 and 1 coming back at me. And we are in shadows, so I'm going to get that. That's not good for me on the monster's turn. That's not a horrible. And his scratch is only for attacks. I am going to reroll that at least once. I don't want that either. I want lots of swords. There we go. So use both my rerolls for that. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's almost dead. Let's see. We've got 18. We're almost there. We can do it. All that all over again. This will be my second action. And then he's got 3. Man, I keep rolling the heal thing. I only need to do 2. He negates that. I do 2 there. And then I'll take the recovery. Free recovery action. So that'll get me some mana back. That doesn't matter. He's dead. I'm going to get 5 XP for that. So it brings me up to 8. And then the wizard's going to get 4 XP for that. So that brings him to 12. And then I have one more action. So these girls are going to move 2. And they're going to be able to attack. So I think I'm going to, what I would do is move here for an action. To get away from them. I don't have any other movements, so then I can control the battle. And then on the wizard's turn, I am going to trade. Get the great sword. Oh, and we got a lot of stuff. So let's see what kind of stuff we get. Like I tell you, keep forgetting. All right, so forgot to get all the loot, the fantastic loot. And I forgot to put the chits on him. So let's see what he would have gotten. Got some epic stuff coming. We've got 2 epic items. And we've got a piercing javelin and a golden axe. Golden axe is tough because it doubles all your sword attacks for the entire dice roll. So that's an awesome one. And it's 2-handed. And then the piercing javelin can be ranged to attack. It's pretty good. So I would have gotten that when I was here. Moved there, and then the wizard's trading. We're going to put the javelin with the wizard, You get so much stuff, can't manage it anymore. Yeah, there's a lot. And then we will be going to... So if I didn't edit this right, I ended my Paladin move here, forgot to get the treasure from the guy, put that stuff on, did a trade so I could get the cursed weapon to the other person, and that was, the trade was with the wizard. My second action, so these girls are going to move too. They have range. I'm not going to move into here because I don't want to get near them to be able to manage all of that. The wizard needs some health, so I'm going to recover for 2. And the wizard now has 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to recover twice. Be another boring thing. Build back up. And now I'm ready to go for the next round. So these girls are going to move 2. 1, 2. And I think I may end it here. So you get an idea, like, I've kind of now controlled the whole thing. We are almost 2 hours into this video, if maybe an hour and 45 minutes after I do some cutting and stuff. But, like, I had a real big, oh, things could have not gone my way, but I still have a respawn. I still haven't died yet. Like I said, I'm not rushing into it. It's not Zombicide where everything's just rushing and crushing you. I don't feel like it's as tense sometimes as maybe like Cthulhu Death May Die can be. It's a nice little dungeon crawl. We'll kind of have to go from there. I will finish this up on my own, and then I may do a boss battler where it's a smaller map, because I don't think I'm going to do 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think there's one or two more dungeons after this before you start doing the last 3 bosses. So I may just skip to the last 3 bosses because I feel like I've gotten a handle on everything that this has to offer, especially with this scenario. And we're gonna kind of move from there, and we'll wrap it up. I'll do a review on it. I'll talk about pros and cons versus this and lobotomy and a couple others. And let me know what you're interested in, and would you like me to clarify any of the rules? Did you see me make any rules mistakes? What do you think of this so far? Is this your kind of thing? Not your kind of thing. You can say it does take a while. It's massive, has a lot. I've left this out for a couple weeks when I was playing it to get through the first few missions. Then I moved this down here so that I could have it all ready to go and filmed, and mess that up 3 or 4 times. But anyway, I hope you've found this somewhat interesting, found it somewhat educational, and like kind of gives you an idea how everything plays. Is it fun? Is it something for you? You kind of make things what it is. I don't know how this would play with multiple people. I think you might get bored because you could be the person that doesn't get to do something. I think if I was going to play this with 2 people, I would at least have 4 characters, and then it would be really interesting to see what happens with that. And I may try to get my game group to do that. There hasn't been a lot of interest in that as yet. So if I can get Toph to play it, we'll do 2 and 2 characters, which will really ramp things up, and we'll see how we're able to manage that. Don't know. So thank you once again. Appreciate you coming along for the ride, and sorry we missed a week, but we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program, I hope. Have a great night, and no matter what you play, whether it's solo, with family or friends, enjoy whatever you are bringing to the table. Have a great night. Bye.